Good morning, class 12 students. Welcome back. We have completed the chapter vectors. Today we will start the next chapter, that is straight line in space. Now, in this chapter, what we need to study? We need to study different equations in three-dimensional of each type in two ways: vector form and Cartesian form. There are two different forms of each type we need to understand. Okay, so let's start with the equations. The first point is one-point form. Okay, the one-point form मतलब क्या? You need to find the equation of a line. For example, this is x-axis and this is y-axis, and this is the line whose equation you need. Okay, on this line, one point you already know: x1, y1, z1. This point you already know, and the position vector of that point is r1 vector, for example. And any arbitrary point on the line x, y, z, whose value I don't know, x, y, and z, and the arbitrary point means what? Any point on the line, its position vector is r vector, and it's given that this line is parallel to one of the vector named as m vector, where m vector is given to you a I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap. Now listen very carefully what I'm trying to say. Okay, m vector is parallel to the line. This implies this is m vector. Then what is this? ABC. So can I say ABC are drs of m vector? Now since they are parallel, that means drs of m vector is equals to drs of line. Okay, that means therefore, what are the drs of line? Drs of line is A, B, not is R, A, B and C. So when we know a line which is, when we know a vector which is parallel to a line, indirectly what we know the drs of line. Clear? Now, we know these things. We know a point whose position vector is given to you. Then what is R1 vector? X1 I cap, Y1 J cap and Z1 K cap. What is R vector? X I cap, Y J cap plus Z K cap, because the points are given. Now, these are things we know already. Now, what is the equation of line? There are two equations of line. First, vector form. In vector form, how to write the equation? The vector form, the equation is R vector equals to R1 vector plus lambda into m vector. The lambda is any arbitrary constant. Okay, and if I say what is Cartesian form? Now what is Cartesian form? Cartesian form is x minus x1 by dr, y minus y1 by dr and z minus z1 by dr. Now when you write this equation in questions, you have to take note of one thing. Okay, ABC must be in simplest ratio. Now, let's take an example. What I'm trying to say. For example, you got an equation like this: x minus 2 by 4, y minus 3 by 6, and z minus 4 by 8. Then your equation cannot be in this format, okay? Because 4, 6, 8 are not in simplest ratio. Okay? Then you have to make it in a simplest ratio. How to make it? You have to search a number which divide all three. 2 to the 4, 2 to the 6, 2 4 to 8. So the equation of line will be x minus 2 by 2, y minus 3 by 3, and z minus 4 by 4. So these things you need to take care about when you try the answer. Okay. So when you know a vector which is parallel to a line, when you know a point on the line, and then how to write the equation of line should be like this. Now sometimes in few questions, first they ask you write the vector form and hence find the Cartesian form. Hence मतलब वेक्टर फॉर्म से कार्टेशियन फॉर्म लाना है. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. तो ये हो गया नोट के अंदर फर्स्ट पॉइंट. ओके, नोट के अंदर सेकंड पॉइंट, कार्टेशियन फॉर्म फ्रॉम फ्रॉम वेक्टर फॉर्म. ओके, यहाँ पे हेंस वर्ड मिलेगा आपको क्वेश्चन में. Then what is job is, you cannot write the equation directly like this. कार्टेशियन फॉर्म तो निकाल डायरेक्टली नहीं लिख सकते. तुम्हें वेक्टर फॉर्म निकाल के वहां से कार्टेशियन फॉर्म डिराइव करना है. वो कैसे करते हैं? सी We know vector form look like this. R vector equals R1 vector plus lambda into m vector. So what's your job is put all the values. What is R vector? X I cap plus Y j cap plus Z k cap. Okay. Equals to what is R1? X1 I cap Y1 j cap plus Z1 k cap plus lambda into A I cap plus B j cap plus C k cap. Now your job is to both the sides make it as something I cap, something j cap, something k cap. यहाँ पे something I cap, something j cap, something k cap है. यहाँ भी एक बार ही I cap आना चाहिए, दो बार I cap है. So what do you do? You write like this: x1 minus x1 plus lambda a into I cap, y1 plus lambda b into j cap, z1 plus lambda c into k cap. Now if I compare both the sides, I can write like this: x equals to x1 plus lambda a, y equals to y1 plus lambda b, and z equals to z1 plus lambda c. From there what I got, see, x minus x1 by a equals to lambda, y minus y1 by b equals to lambda, z minus z1 by c equals to lambda. Therefore we got the equation x minus x1 by a, y minus y1 by b, z minus z1 by c. Okay class, understand? Now next point is 2.4. Next equation is 2.4. Now in 2.4 what will happen? You know 2 points. Here you know a vector parallel to the line. Okay, but here you know 2 points on the line whose equation I need. For example, one point is given to you x1, y1 and z1. Another point is given to you x2, y2 and z2. So these points position vector is given to you r1 vector and its position vector is given to you r2 vector, and any arbitrary point, it can be here, it can be here, it can be here, it can be here, it can be anywhere, x, y, z, arbitrary point, its position vector is r vector. Then what is the equation? Okay, how to find the equation? So indirectly the same thing is given to you. Kaise? If you know 2 points on the line, you know the DRs. These things we studied in vector chapter. If you know 2 points on the line, what is the DR? x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. So indirectly you know the DRs. Here the DRs were given in the form of a vector. बोला था कि वेक्टर पैरेलल टू अ लाइन है, तो इनडायरेक्टली वेक्टर्स फिर से लाइन का डीआर दिया था. यहां भी लाइंस का डीआर इनडायरेक्टली दिया है इन फॉर्म ऑफ पॉइंट्स. क्लियर क्लास? ओके, सो इसका भी दो इक्वेशन आएगा. एक आएगा वेक्टर फॉर्म. वेक्टर फॉर्म क्या होगा? देखो ध्यान से सुनो. ये लाइन, ये इक्वेशन और जो इक्वेशन मैं अभी लिखूंगा, बोथ आर सेम. आर वेक्टर इक्वल्स टू r1 वेक्टर प्लस लैम्डा इनटू r2 माइनस r1 वेक्टर. तो जो r2 माइनस r1 वेक्टर करूंगा, इससे क्या आएगा? एक वेक्टर आ जाएगा यहां से यहां तक. दैट इज नथिंग बट n वेक्टर. और नाउ हाउ टू राइट द इक्वेशन? Now, it's not necessary that you have to write here R1 only. You can write here R2 also. Then what will happen? यहाँ पे R1 minus R2 करना पड़ेगा. So if you write R1 here, यहाँ पे R2 minus R1 करना पड़ेगा. If you write R2 here, R1 minus R2 करना पड़ेगा. Clear class? Okay. Now let's write the vector. Cartesian form I will write somewhere here. Okay. Now if we want to write the Cartesian form of 2 points, then how to write? Same equation like this. X minus x1 by drs, x2 minus x1, y minus y1 by dr, y2 minus y1, z minus z1 by dr, z2 minus z1. तो अगर तुमने यहाँ पे x2 लिखा तो यहाँ पे x1 minus x2 लिखना पड़ेगा. अगर तुमने यहाँ पे y2 लिखा तो y1 minus y2 लिखना पड़ेगा. If you write a z2, z1 minus z2. Please don't forget these things, class. Okay. Now, one more thing. So what are these DRs? तो यहाँ पे कुछ नोट लगा के रखना. So if I say what are DRs of line? The DRs of line is x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1 in simplest ratio. Okay, the same funda. For example, ये माइनस करके ऐसा आता है 4, 6, 8. तो ये DR नहीं होगा. उनको simplest ratio में करना पड़ेगा. Then it becomes a DR. I hope you understand class. Okay. Similarly, अगर तुम्हें बोले कार्टेशियन वेक्टर से कार्टेशियन निकालो, इफ दे से यू वेक्टर से कार्टेशियन निकालो, द सेम वे यू विल डू. आर वेक्टर का वैल्यू डालोगे इधर, R वेक्टर का वैल्यू डालोगे, R2 minus R1 का वेक्टर वैल्यू डालोगे, and then you compare like this. Okay, class? So this is all about equations of our life. Okay, now few things have been omitted from my syllabus. Please remember for the time being for 2020. Okay, like angles between two lines, angle between a line and a plane, or angle between two planes. These things have been omitted. So we are not going to do those things. Okay. Now next, how to prove 3 points collinear. 3 points collinear. Now this we will study in two different ways. One in the form of a straight line equation. Next in the form of a shortest distance. So there are two ways to understand how to study 3 points collinear. Okay. 3 points collinear कैसे prove करेंगे? So I am not writing anything out here. मतलब I will not. There is no formula something like that. You have to just understand the common concept. So whatever I am saying you right now, you have to write in normal language. Okay. For example, 3 points are given to you. A, B, and C. 3 points are given to you. इसका कोऑर्डिनेट दिया हुआ है x1, y1, z1. इसका कोऑर्डिनेट दिया हुआ है x2, y2, z2. and इसका कोऑर्डिनेट दिया हुआ है x3, y3, and z3. For example, ठीक है class? So we can do these things in two ways. Either you use a Cartesian equation or you use a vector equation. It's your wish. Now, one very important point you have to remember one thing is that till in the question it's not mentioned that you have to use vector equation. Don't go for vector equation. Always use Cartesian equation because that is much simpler way to do the sum. क्या बोला मैंने? जब तक क्वेश्चन में वेक्टर फॉर्म में करने नहीं बोला गया है तब तक हम वेक्टर फॉर्म में कभी नहीं करेंगे. हम ऑलवेज किस फॉर्म में करेंगे? कार्टेशियन फॉर्म में करेंगे. ओके, अंडरस्टैंड? तो अब सी दिस इज अ एक्स वाई कोऑर्डिनेट. यहां पे 3 पॉइंट्स है ए, बी एंड सी. तो ए का जो पोजीशन वेक्टर है इसको मैं बोल रहा हूं R1 वेक्टर. बी का जो पोजीशन वेक्टर है इसको मैं बोल रहा हूं R2 वेक्टर. और सी का जो पोजीशन वेक्टर है मैं इसको बोल रहा हूं R3 वेक्टर. Position vectors I'm saying. These three will make a straight line. That is called collinearity. So what's your job is, use any 2 points and find the equation of line. Find the equation of line. Okay. Then in the arbitrary point, which is the arbitrary point? R vector in case of vector form and x, y, z in case of Cartesian. So in the arbitrary point, substitute the third point. The third point. If satisfied, okay, if satisfied, then the points are collinear. The points are collinear. I hope you understand class what I'm trying to say. Okay, चलो पहले हम पढ़ते हैं कार्टेशियन फॉर्म में कैसे करेंगे. कार्टेशियन फॉर्म को भी 2 पॉइंट ले लो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई एम फाइंडिंग इक्वेशन ऑफ ए बी. ए और बी का पॉइंट. सो x माइनस x1 बाई x2 माइनस x1, y माइनस y1 बाई y2 माइनस y1, z minus z1 by z2 minus z1. From there you will get an equation like this: x minus x1 by something, y minus y1 by something, and z minus z1 by something. You will get like this. Now what do you do? Substitute the third equation. Okay. Substituting point C. Okay. तो point C क्या है? x3, y3, z3. तो इस x, y, z के जगह में, because what is x, y, z? This is a line. X, y, z is any point on this line. अगर any point on this line takes this value, अगर इसका वैल्यू यहां पे सेटिस्फाई हो गया, that means these three are in same line. हो गया. That is my job. Okay. So substituting point C. So x3 minus x1 by something, y3 minus y1 by something, z3 minus z1 by something. अगर if 3 becomes equal, if all are equal after calculating, then 3 points are collinear. 3 points A, B and C are collinear. Okay? ये हो गया कार्टेशियन फॉर्म में कैसे करेंगे हम. अब लेट्स टॉक अबाउट वेक्टर फॉर्म. वेक्टर फॉर्म में कैसे करूं मैं? तो वेक्टर फॉर्म में ही कुछ ऐसे ही करना है बेटा. द सेम वे यू हैव टू डू. सी हाउ टू गो फॉर द वेक्टर फॉर्म. तो वेक्टर फॉर्म में इक्वेशन ऑफ ए बी निकालो. इक्वेशन ऑफ ए बी निकालो. ठीक है. आर वेक्टर इक्वल्स टू आर वन वेक्टर प्लस लैम्डा इंटू R2 माइनस R1 वेक्टर. ओके. इसको सॉल्व करके पूरा सॉल्व करके समथिंग इंटू लैम्डा है, समथिंग इंटू आई कैप प्लस समथिंग इंटू जे कैप प्लस समथिंग इंटू के कैप आएगा. सॉल्व करके लैम्डा के फॉर्म में आएगा अंदर. ओके. नाउ सब्स्टिट्यूटिंग पॉइंट सी. पॉइंट सी मतलब क्या? इस आर वेक्टर का जगह R3 डाल दो. व्हाट इज आर वेक्टर? पोजिशन ऑफ आर्बिट्री पॉइंट एक्स वाई जेड. उस एक्स वाई जेड की जगह पॉइंट सी डाल देंगे. तो मतलब R3 वेक्टर डाल दो. तो R3 वेक्टर समथिंग इंटू आई कैप, समथिंग इंटू जे कैप, समथिंग इंटू के कैप. तो ये भी आएगा समथिंग इंटू आई कैप, समथिंग इंटू जे कैप, समथिंग इंटू के कैप इक्वल्स टू समथिंग इंटू आई कैप, समथिंग इंटू जे कैप, समथिंग इंटू के कैप. यहां से क्या आएगा? इक्वल करो, कंपेयर करो, compare and calculate the value of lambda. If lambda are same, if all three lambda values are same, all three lambda values are same, then the points A, B and C are collinear. Okay, class, understand? So I don't prefer this method till it's asked in the examination. I will always go for the Cartesian form. For equations of lines also, if they didn't ask you the vector form, don't find the vector form. Go for the Cartesian form. Okay, class? Now we will go for the shortest distance between two lines. Okay, class, the next point is, first you need to understand what is skew lines. Skew lines मतलब क्या होता है? Two lines in space. For example, this is one line and this is another line. They are in space. But these two lines are not in the same plane. This line is in this plane and this line is in this plane. They cannot be in the same plane. Those are called as skew lines. Two lines in space not coplanar. That is not in same plane. So we need to find the distance between these two skew lines. So this type of question is very easy, class. Pray to God you get a question of this type because you only have to mug up this formula, which I don't really do. Okay? You have to mug up this formula, apply things, and you will get the answer. So this is the most simplest way, a simplest question you can ever face in examination. Okay? So what is the shortest distance between two skew lines? So there is line L1, R vector equals to A1 vector plus mu into B1 vector. Line 2, R vector equals to A2 vector plus lambda into B2 vector. Mu and lambda are क्यों लिया? क्योंकि they are two different lines. Okay, so you need to understand what is A1, A2, what is B1, B2. Now how to find the distance between the two lines? The formula. A2 minus A1 dot B1 cross B2 divided by B1 cross B2 का magnitude. Whole magnitude. If you get this thing in minus, you will take it as positive. So this is the distance between two skew lines. Okay, so you have to mug up this formula. Now, distance between two parallel lines. Now how to understand that these two are parallel lines? पहले ये बताओ. इस लाइन में ऐसा क्या है जिसको देख के पता चलेगा that ये parallel lines है? See, इस लाइन का m वेक्टर और इस लाइन का m वेक्टर आर सेम. That means दोनों का dr सेम because this signify the drs of the line L1 and this signify the drs of the line L2. Both the drs are same because both the parallel vectors are same. That means they are parallel vectors. Parallel lines. Clear? So why they are parallel lines? Because their m vector are equal. Now how to find the distance between two parallel lines? You cannot use this formula because B1, B2 are different. Here B vector is same. So this separate formula is B vector cross R2 minus R1 vector divided by mod of B vector. So this formula you need to mug up, class, and then you apply the question, you will get the answer. Very simple. Pray to God this some question comes. Now, previously we discussed how to prove collinearity of 3 points, right? How to prove collinearity of 3 points. Up we will think about skew lines, how to do the same thing in a different way. Okay. Okay. So now see, There we discussed how to prove collinearity of 3 points. Sometimes in the question they ask you, prove that 2 lines intersect each other. Okay, that we can show in 2 different ways, but I will prefer always this way because this is the most simplest way to do it. Note, 2 lines intersect each other. Intersect each other. How to show that the lines intersect? They intersect each other. कैसे prove करेंगे? So the first method is, you just shortest distance and इसको 0 prove कर दो. If the shortest distance is 0, then they intersect each other. Okay. Now, one more very important point you need to understand, that the shortest distance is always perpendicular to L1 and always perpendicular to L2. Those two lines के बीच का जो shortest distance होता है वो perpendicular to both the lines होता है, because these fundas we gonna use later on in the question, so you have to remember these things. Next, दो lines intersect each other मतलब क्या? उनका shortest distance calculate करो, उनके बीच के line का shortest distance calculate करो, अगर वो 0 आ गया, this implies the lines L1 and L2 intersect. ठीक है class? Okay. Now, what is the second method? Second method क्या है? Second method is very basic method, एक basic funda है. If this is L1 and this is L2, any arbitrary point on L1 is this, and any arbitrary point on L2 is this. If they intersect, both arbitrary points will be equal. Okay, that means R vector of L1 must be equals to R vector of L2 because they intersect each other. Okay, तो दोनों को इक्वल कर दो. तो A1 vector plus mu into B1 vector equals to A2 vector plus lambda into B2 vector. Now what's the job is? इसको पूरा solve करो. Something to I cap, something to J cap, something to K cap करो. इसको पूरा solve करो. Something to I cap, something to J cap, something to K cap करो. Now you compare the II coefficient. You will get this equals to something, equals to this, equals again. You understand what I'm saying? This will be equals to this, and this will be equals to this, and this will be equals to this. II coefficient equal, JJ का coefficient equal, K का coefficient equal. So here you will get in mu form, and here you will get in lambda form. That means in terms of lambda and mu, you got 3 equations. Now what's the job is? Solve 2 equations and get value of lambda and mu and substitute in the third equation. Substitute in the third equation. Okay, if satisfied, then they are collinear. Sorry, if satisfied, then the lines intersect. Satisfy मतलब क्या? Yes, lines intersect कर रहा है, तभी तक satisfy कर रहा है. Am I clear, class? Okay, do you understand? The lines intersect. So, much easier way, can I say this is the much easier way, class? This is the much easier way. But why we are studying this method? What is the reason? The reason is, in the examination, sometimes they say you show that these 2 lines intersect and also find the intersecting point. यहाँ कचरा हो जाएगा. Intersecting point भी निकालने बोला है class. You understand what I'm saying? Intersecting points भी निकालने बोला है. So तुम्हें lambda का वैल्यू मिल गया, तब तुम्हें ये मेथड यूज करना पड़ेगा. तब तुम ये मेथड यूज करके फायदा नहीं. इसमें तो हम सिर्फ ये प्रूव कर सकते हैं क्या they intersect each other. But if they ask you show find the intersecting points also, तब क्या करूंगा? So please write the note nicely here. पहले तुम ये और ये लिख लेना बेटा. Okay, और पहले तुम ये पूरा लिखोगे यहां से यहां तक, फिर ये लिखोगे. ठीक है, तुम यहां से यहां जाओगे, पूरा लिखोगे, then at the end you write this. Okay, now then if intersecting point asked in question, then what is the intersecting point? This is the intersecting point, this is the R vector. निकल जाएगा. mu का वैल्यू मुझे पता है. So either you substitute mu here and get the R vector, or you substitute lambda here and get the R vector. Both are equal because दोनों को मैंने equal किया यहाँ पे. Okay, तो R vector will be equals to what? A1 vector, mu का वैल्यू डालो, B vector. Substitute the value of mu. So we can write like this: substitute the value of mu और lambda in L1 और L2, बस हो गया। तो यहां से R वेक्टर कुछ आ जाएगा, something to I cap, something to J cap, something to K cap. So what are these? This is the coordinate of this point. Therefore, the intersecting point is capital X, capital Y, capital Z, capital Y. The intersecting point is, therefore, the intersecting point is what? Capital X, comma capital Y, comma capital Z. So please take note of one thing. We have solved everything in vector form. कहीं मैंने कार्टेशियन फॉर्म नहीं घुसाया, ठीक है? हाँ, so if you can do in Cartesian form also, कैसे? वो भी सिखा दूं? ओके, चलो वो भी सिखा देते हैं। तो ये हुआ, इसमें यहां पे लिख देना वेक्टर फॉर्म। ओके, अब मैं यही चीज अगर मैं कार्टेशियन फॉर्म में करूं, कार्टेशियन फॉर्म, तो क्या हो जाएगा? कार्टेशियन फॉर्म में इक्वेशन कैसा होता है? x माइनस x1 बाई समथिंग, y माइनस y1 बाई समथिंग, z माइनस z1 बाई समथिंग। ओके, सो नो, ये काम करते हैं बेटा। तो L1 लाइन दिया रहेगा x माइनस x1 बाई a1, y माइनस y1 बाई b1, z माइनस z1 बाई c1। तो तुम क्या करना, पहले इस कार्टेशियन फॉर्म को वेक्टर फॉर्म बना दो, ठीक है? वेक्टर फॉर्म बना दो और फिर तुम वेक्टर मेथड यूज करना, बिकॉज़ अगेन देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम। तो यहां से वेक्टर फॉर्म क्या आ जाएगा? देयरफॉर व्हाट इज r वेक्टर इक्वल्स टू पॉइंट्स आर x1 y1 z1, तो कैन आई से x1 i cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap, that is r1 vector plus lambda into b1 vector, mu into b1 vector। b1 vector क्या होगा? a1 i cap plus b1 j cap plus c1 k cap। ये समझ में आ रहा है? These are what drs, so this is a dr vector and this is a point, so these are points। तो तुमने कन्वर्ट कर दिया कार्टेशियन फॉर्म को वेक्टर फॉर्म में। Similarly the second line, similarly write in own language, convert the line to Cartesian form into vector form, and then you proceed with the vector form concept. I hope you understand, class. Okay, and then after writing for all from here to here, then you go for this one. How to find distance between two parallel lines. I hope you understand, class. Now let's talk about something else. What problem you will face when you start doing the question in examination? There are few tricky things which you need to understand. Few tricky things. So please pause the video and note down everything, and then you go for the further part. Okay. Now, special cases. एक तो ये सब समझ में आ गया। स्पेशल केसेस में क्या होता है? हाउ टू मेक अ स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म, हाउ टू मेक स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म। पहला फॉर एग्जाम्पल ऐसे करके लिखा हुआ है 2x माइनस 3 इक्वल्स टू 4x माइनस 5 इक्वल्स टू 4y माइनस 5 इक्वल्स टू 2x माइनस 7। ओके, तो क्या ये स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म है? 2z माइनस 7, सॉरी, क्या ये स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मेट है? और यार प्लस लिख देते हैं, ठीक है ना? नहीं, स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म में क्या बोलता है? x माइनस x1, x का कोफिशिएंट सिंगल होना चाहिए, x का कोफिशिएंट कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए, ठीक है ना? तो क्या करेंगे? कॉमन निकालो, x माइनस 3/2 कॉमन निकालो, y प्लस 5/4 कॉमन निकालो, z माइनस 7/2 हो गया। अब ये नीचे होना चाहिए, सो x माइनस 3/2 डिवाइडेड बाय 1/2, y प्लस 5/4 डिवाइडेड बाय 1/4 एंड z माइनस 7/2 डिवाइडेड बाय 1/2। ओके, ये हो गया नेक्स्ट। ओके, अब फॉर्मेट देखो, ऊपर वाला मैच हुआ, x माइनस समथिंग, y माइनस समथिंग आना चाहिए, z माइनस समथिंग, तो यहां पे माइनस का कमी है और ये इसको सिंपल रेशियो में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा। सो किससे? 4 से डिवाइड मार दो, 4 4 जा, रेशियो को हटाना है, सो 4 को डिवाइड मार दूंगा, 4 into 1/2, y माइनस ऑफ माइनस 5/4, 4 into 1/4, यहाँ पे z माइनस 7/2, 4 into 1/2, तो कितना आ जाएगा? x माइनस 3/2 डिवाइडेड बाई 2, y माइनस ऑफ माइनस 5/4 डिवाइडेड बाई 1 and z minus 7/2 divided by 2. So this is the final standard form. तो अब मुझे पता चला this is x1, y1 is minus 5/4, z1 and the drs are 2, 1, 2. They are in simplest ratio. क्लियर क्लास? ये ऐसे चीजें तुम्हें दिखेंगे क्वेश्चन करने के टाइम. Let's discuss one more special point. कभी कभी क्या होता है, अजीब सा क्वेश्चन होता है, ठीक है, अजीब सा क्वेश्चन दिया रहेगा. जैसे मान लो ऐसे दिया रहेगा 2x माइनस 3 इक्वल्स टू 4y प्लस 5 कॉमा z इक्वल्स टू 7. अब ये अजीब सा हो गया ना, कॉमा आ गया z इक्वल्स टू 7. इसका क्या करूं? तो इसे क्या करना पड़ेगा? इसको ऐसे लिखना पड़ेगा. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. 2x माइनस 3 बाई 2 4y प्लस 5 बाई 4 इक्वल्स टू z माइनस 7 बाई 0. ये समझ में आया? सो ये कॉमा था तो इसको z माइनस 7 आना पड़ेगा. इधर जाएगा z माइनस 7, नीचे 0 आएगा तो 0 आ गया. इफ आई से z इक्वल्स टू 7, व्हाट इज z माइनस 7? 0. क्लियर क्लास? तो इसको इस टाइप के इक्वेशंस को कॉमा देके अगर z इक्वल्स टू समथिंग है तो उसको नीचे 0 आ जाएगा. याद रखना ये चीज. अब इसको स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म बनाओ. x माइनस 3 बाई 2 डिवाइडेड बाई 1 बाई 2 y माइनस और माइनस 5 बाई 4 डिवाइडेड बाई 1 बाई 4 एंड z माइनस 7 डिवाइडेड बाई 0. ओके, 4 से इंटू कर दो तो ये हो जाएगा x माइनस 3 बाई 2 डिवाइड 2 y माइनस ऑफ माइनस 5 बाई 4 डिवाइडेड बाई 1 एंड 4 into 0 is 0. So the answer is 2 1 0. Clear class? So this is the end of the theory of the chapter straight line class. Okay. From the next we start with the questions.